I'm Hope Duggar.
Broadcasting live from the KSHP studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. It's time to get on the right side of sports betting. It's time for the Odds Couple.
Happy Monday. Welcome to the Odds Couple. My name is Scott Pritchard. I'm a professional sports bettor handicapper, joined as always by Brett Grant. How are you, young man?
I'm wonderful. Happy Monday.
Daryl is in the house.
What's up,
Daryl
everybody?
Wright is back with his lovely lady, Amanda Blow. Welcome to the Odds Couple.
Thank you for having us back.
Thank you. Hello.
You talk about finding a niche and getting rich. Daryl has perfected this. A black dude covering NASCAR, Speed TV. I checked you out. You were well received, young man.
Dog, it was fun. It was fun. Speed, Fox Sports just picked up my podcast, The Right Turn, for foxsports.com. They just picked it up 3 weeks ago. So, dog, we're the first podcast on Fox Sports.
Congratulations.
It's awesome. Oh, congratulations.
That's
She's
true.
on there,
Yeah,
too.
she's been
See, I
picked
thought
up
I was
as
waiting for
well.
that.
Has she been picked up before?
I've been picked up, put down, and tossed around.
Now it's called the right turn.
It's called the right
You're
turn.
going the wrong way in NASCAR, aren't you? Then,
No, it's the right turn.
That actually works out good. You
I know.
had that before. You had a podcast before with the right turn.
Right.
That's perfect for us.
And we got picked
Driving.
up, and it's like it's awesome. It's really awesome. Thank you to Fox Sports.
Thank you, Fox.
foxsports.com. And me and Amanda will be in Sonoma. For anybody that wants to come out, we're going to be covering the race in Sonoma.
Give them hell, right?
Oh, my God. It's going to
It's
be
gonna be
awesome.
crazy. Off the
Because
hook.
that's a road track, and it's also in wine country. So I'm going to the home of Wild Irish Rose.
And I'm wild and I'm Irish.
You Irish?
Don't you see how wide I can be?
No, you've gotten a tan.
No, I know, but that's
I know
the
one thing.
other
Brett
part
turned
of it.
red as soon as Amanda walked in.
I did not.
Hey, you
I was
know
out
what?
the
She has
sun
a
for 4
major-
I
hours.
love your voice. It's
thank
so
you.
sexy.
That's why
Yes,
she's
that's
back,
why she's
man.
back.
She has a
I
major
brought her
crush on
back.
your voice.
I do. Like, I fantasize all the time.
Could I
Hey, did your wife ever get out of the
should.
basement, man? Or
I
is
was
she
wondering
No,
that,
I think
too.
that was
It
his
was him.
girlfriend.
Oh,
That's
Scott.
why he's dressed like that. He's not
Oh, okay. He was in the basement earlier. That was Scott. Yeah.
He's in the basement.
Yeah. Did your wife ever get out of that basement, man?
My wife is still in the basement, but my girlfriend is still
Cleaning
out and
house.
about.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
Ironing, laundry,
Yeah,
something
right.
like
Those
that.
That's
These are
why you're
over.
dressed like that. Hey, for all of y'all at home, I
still
want
look
somebody
fine.
I want somebody to either call in or chat
Yeah,
and
call
say,
us.
why is Scott not in a suit, man? Like, this is awkward for me. Like, I walked in and I
Didn't
saw
recognize you.
business casual, and I'm like, this is weird, man.
Here's what you have, I'm an
Now he looks like a
insecure
comedian.
white dude. So I have to overdress to overcompensate my insecurities. Daryl, a cool black dude, he can always underdress and be the man. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Yes, definitely.
It is what it is.
You're listening to The Odds Couple on KSHP AM 1400 Radio, live and worldwide on Vegas Video Network. Scott Pritchard alongside Brett Grant, two very special guests, backed by popular demand. First of all, Daryl Wright and Amanda Blow. But I want to mention Daryl. I mean, we're talking about 7 billion people on the planet. In the history of comedy, he's a headliner, famous headline comic, plays at LA Comedy Club at Bally's this past week. Daryl was at Harrah's.
Yep.
But two comics have been on the late, great George Carlin's label, the late, great George Carlin, and this man here, Daryl Wright.
Wow, I never heard it like
Yes.
that. Now I'm really like, oh my God, you are somebody.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's messed up, man.
That was a good intro.
Yeah, like, dog, can you go on the road with me, man? That's like, you know what? Only 2 people in history.
I know, like, whoa, oh my God.
Like, whoa.
Daryl's thinking, who else?
Yeah, I know. I was sitting there thinking, who else is it? It was like, that's no joke, Scott. I was sitting there like, who else is it? I'm
I was
like,
just thinking,
that can't be me.
Was
You
it
know?
Amanda?
That puts a lot of pressure on you, though, Daryl.
It does, but you know
To
what?
live up to the George
You know
Carlin
what? Just
example.
like in
That's what
sports,
he needs.
I think
Challenge.
I thrive on pressure.
Challenge
You
and
know
pressure,
what?
yep.
I'm honored to be on that label, and when people hear about it, well, as Scott knows,
I'm going to start
'cause-
saying it like that. You can have
as
to write
Scott
that down. I would have
knows,
to listen to this over again.
because he
That's
is a
okay.
comic sweetheart.
Well, he looks like one now. So.
Okay, all right. But
my
as
face
Scott
out of
knows,
this.
I'm just kidding.
as
You're
Scott
adorable.
knows, when like comics hear that, they're like, okay, this guy let me try to take them out. It's like competition. It just is what it is. So when comics hear that I'm the only guy other than George on his label, they always bring their A game when they're opening for me, and I love it. Because I thrive on that competition.
I got in a fight with one of them when I was in the audience once, remember?
Oh, my God. Oh,
what was that like?
You don't want to talk about it.
Oh, it was so funny. My God.
It was
so
very...
funny.
Anything else you want to bring up that we're not allowed to talk about?
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. Thank you very much.
Daryl, talk to us about what Daryl was at Harrah's Hotel Casino on the Strip, Las Vegas, this past week. I know you're well received. They love you at LA Comedy Club.
Old
Bally's,
white
but
people
how did they
love
go?
me. I don't know what it is. Old, like 60-year-old to
hot young
80-year-old.
girls do, too.
Well, yeah, that's true. I love my fans. If y'all follow me on Instagram, this is my Instagram. I don't know. I was drunk. And this is my Instagram now. It's Vodka Time Player, PLAYA 1.
A player?
That's my Instagram. So you can see pictures of me at shows and with fans and stuff like that. But, 60-year-old people, 60-year-old white people, women and men love me. Maybe I remind them of the good old days. I don't know. But they love me, dog. I have a really weird following. Like NASCAR fans love me. Old white men and women love me.
Well, you keep up with what's going on in the world.
Well, know what it is. Know what it is,
smart.
Scott. Know what it is, Scott. And this is honest to God's truth. When you're that age, because you've seen my comedy.
I was going to say, because you're that.
No,
Because I'm in that age.
No, but
you in the box? Are you in that box?
I say some wild stuff. And I guess when you're that age, you just don't care anymore. You can't be offended anymore because you're at a certain age. And plus...
Shouldn't be offended anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're at a comedy show. Lighten up, people. But what I've noticed, just from the outside looking in, because Daryl is very controversial, but he owns what he says. He's being honest, and he always gets a standing ovation at LA Comedy Club at Bally's, and I think it's the honesty. These are your thoughts. He has a unique take on the world, and it's well received.
It is.
Yeah, it's just, you know what? It's
honesty.
It's one of those things where, as though, I believe if you share a part of yourself with people, they can share with you also.
If you're vulnerable, you show your vulnerability. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Have you ever been vulnerable, Amanda?
I am a lot, and I
Is
do
that
show
right?
that with cocktails with Amanda Blow. I do. I'm telling you, my show, as you guys sitting here, I do the same thing, and I'm just raw out, straight up, and it's the real stories that happen. And it's funny because we were talking about this last night. How, as a comic. I'm sure you understand how people go, oh, you could use this here. I got a joke for you, or I've got something for you, and and he has gotten a lot of my people's space jokes out of it, and made stuff happen on the stage. But being vulnerable is connecting with other people. They see like, oh wow, she's a dork too, and hot, Right. So like I just try to let that
humble.
be seen.
And humble.
I am humble.
Tell me about the ride as far as NASCAR. Are you enjoying the ride?
I love speed, baby. I love to be, I don't know, I like the sound of the race cars go, and the energy that's out there, it's incredible. Like, they're so much fun. People are really cool. They're open, and, what can you say? They like me. They love me. They love me.
It's like every woman.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, she's like every woman that goes to a NASCAR race. She sits in the stands, and as the cars go by, those stands
hold down
vibrate,
the stand really hard.
And man, the vibration from the stands.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point.
Trust me, that's what it is.
Well, I used to do the some of the pace car work and broadcasting work over at the Speedway back in the day, and it was on the dirt track. And it was a bunch of good old boys, and it was just a blast.
Back in the day, you look like you're 12 years old.
Well, it was about 10, 15 years ago.
You look so young.
The voice, the youthful boy look.
I got it all.
You do have it all, baby.
Yeah. I got half a package somewhere around there somewhere. The other half left town.
Half a what?
Half a package. The other half left town one time.
Okay.
I used to be the total package is what I was trying to say.
Oh.
See, now I'm down to half a package.
Oh, good.
There you go. What's about for you from a standpoint of obviously, being out there on the tour and seeing the guys riding now? How are you received by them when you're talking to the drivers?
They love him.
Because you know what? I think the drivers understand I have a day job, which is comedy. So when I come at them, it's completely different than a NASCAR writer or a reporter talking to them because they understand. Dog.
They look a little thrown off at first, though.
No. Well, Casey Kane did, but we all know why. Casey Kane.
The pink?
Okay. No. That was Jeff Burton.
Okay.
But Casey Kane, God bless him, but his handlers don't let him say anything. Like, they have he's scripted. And Casey, if you hear this, loosen up because you're funny as all get out. But his handlers have him like,
That's what I need, a handler.
So I asked him because Casey Kane has a nickname.
Anybody wants to do that job, handling me, call
no.
in. The handler for Amanda Blow.
Here we go. But Casey, I gave Casey a nickname because he's a good-looking dude. So I call him LL Cool Kane, like ladies love Cool Kane.
Right.
And I was like, hey, Casey, I gave you a nickname. What do you think about it? And he's like, and he looked at one of his handlers like,
am I allowed to like this, please?
Yeah, I know. It was really,
he did.
Yeah, it was really weird. It's like,
I saw that.
I guess
And he's just trying to be funny, you know.
No, but it's like, but
I want to hear you be funny.
I let my looks stand on their own. I'm just.
No, you're gorgeous.
You want me to tell you something funny?
I want you to tell
I'm very fit. Under this shirt, I am extremely fit.
Let me see it.
We'll have to break for a commercial. You're listening to The Odds Couple on KSHP AM 1400 Radio. Studio line is open, 702-221-7283. Yeah, we'd love to hear your comments,
and by the way,
thoughts.
Say the number because I got
775.
I got some doo-doo to talk. Okay.
702-221-7283.
Okay, last time that I was here, I said the Spurs. Don't let that last game fool you, Playboy. If you're expecting Mario Chalmers to lead the Heat in scoring 4 times to win a series, you've lost your mind. It was bound to happen. They are jumpsuiting. Miami is Golden State with LeBron James. It's not happening, Playboy. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. The Spurs are still going to win this series. Don't get it twisted. All Miami is Golden State with LeBron James. Don't let it slip. That was a home game. They got hot at home. Everybody's like, oh, nah, bruh.
What do y'all think, guys?
Actually, you know, Brett, you and I have been talking about this, the zigzag theory. The fact whenever the Miami Heat, the big bullies on the planet, if you will, they third consecutive trip to the NBA Finals, they won it last year. The fact that this team, whenever they lose a game straight up, they come back and not only respond and win, but they win going away. A la yesterday, the line opened 5.5, bet up to 6. All the money came in on the Heat, went to 6.5. They ended up winning by 19.
Let me tell you something.
But when they lose, like they did yesterday, oftentimes, history has a way of repeating itself. They come out in the next game and lose ATS against the spread.
Well, they've been zigzagging all things. So they win game 1, they lose game 1. They come back and they play very well in game 2.
They did not play very well.
Well,
Let me tell you something.
But
They did not play very well.
Why do you think they played well?
Well, here the thing with the Heat is this, Daryl, is in the playoffs I think it's now their last 9 games in a row. When they have lost the game before, they're now 9-0 at least against the spread in their next game. They win by double digits. So the question is, when you go in game 3 now back to San Antonio, it has been a zigzag all the way around.
San Antonio's going to win.
Yeah.
First of all,
you just like that.
San Antonio's going to win game 3.
He had some
and they're going to win game 4 because I will tell you this. If you look at what you're talking about as far as against the spread after they lose, one thing, they haven't played San Antonio. San Antonio is
You had a good Riverwalk
team.
experience.
Well, so I'm starting to think I should be the spokesperson for Daryl Wright, but I think Daryl Wright should become the spokesperson for the San Antonio Spurs.
I agree.
Which is amazing because I couldn't imagine you being knocked out of that perch.
No one is a bigger Spurs fanatic than me,
you
my
are?
friend.
Oh, my
Pop
bad.
knows best. Great
Okay.
Popovich, the best coach on the planet.
I'm over here. Y'all can. No, I don't.
When did you get here? You don't want to talk NBA basketball, young lady?
No, I do. Let's just look at the guys and see what's up.
Who's your favorite NBA player?
Who is my favorite?
I don't know. Who is your favorite?
I don't know.
Do you watch basketball, young lady?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I was dreaming about it last night. I do love the outfit.
They're not so much shorts anymore. They're almost capris.
Who do I like? They're
like capris.
Yeah, it's capris now.
Yeah.
Who do I like?
It's capris.
They are.
It's capris.
I thought that was kind of funny. I was waiting for somebody to laugh. Who back in the 70s and 80s, the shorts were shorts.
Right.
Now the shorts
Who do I
are.
like, though? I don't need to know.
I would imagine she would be.
Who do I like?
She wants to hear Brett talk.
She wants to hear me talk. I think she likes Steph Curry myself.
I do love Curry.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
Green Curry.
You know what?
Just kidding.
She just wanted to hear me talk. Is that why you came back? To hear me
I
talk?
did. The only reason.
Wow.
Well, I do like the camera.
Okay.
She's been talking about you for
No,
like
I
weeks
have.
now.
I love you guys.
I'm
no,
sorry,
I
Daryl.
really appreciate
No,
y'all
she's been talking
so
about
much.
you for weeks now.
I was so
It's like-
nervous because I thought that I interrupted too much, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm the one. Listen to me." I'm so sorry, but I love you guys. Y'all
We
are
love
awesome.
having you on the show. Amanda,
Yeah.
Daryl, always great
Now-
having you with
now,
us.
check
And
it
we're
out.
not even halfway done
No,
yet.
guys,
It's awesome.
call us up. What's the number
In other
again?
words,
702
I want to hear some Heat fans.
221
I want some-
7283.
702.
I want some Heat fans because
221.
Heat fans are garbage. And I will tell you what God loves. San Antonio is going to win game 3 and 4. They might lose game 5.
Yep.
I'll give that to Miami. But San Antonio is winning this series for one simple reason. If you were
Miami.
counting on all of those shots going in, if you're counting on Mario Chalmers on the road to lead you in scoring, you're really stretching.
Especially if it gets late. At
Well, actually,
strip
the game
club.
was in Miami, but you're right, Daryl. I mean, if you live by the outside shot, oftentimes you die by the outside shot.
That's
But
Golden
you're
State.
right. The fact that they have to go on the road now, those same shots that fall at home, not
Ain't
as likely
happening.
to fall on the
Ain't
road.
happening. And this is what I will say about the Spurs, and this is what I love. The officiating, all right, has been awful. Like, I don't know. Miami's been getting a lot of crazy calls. That's cool. But that's what I love about the Spurs. They just keep playing. It's cool, whatever. All of those
They're from
calls,
Texas. That's why.
all of those calls that James is getting, not getting, but getting away with. All of that garbage that they're getting away with in Miami, it's not happening, Playboy, not in San Antonio. So now what? The Birdman has hacked everybody in the stadium, including the peanut vendor. He has been hacking up Tim Duncan like it's going out of style. That's the only reason they're able to. Do you really think Chris Bosh can guard Tim Duncan legally? Really? Really?
Can I ask y'all something? Is it anything like boxing? I used to box, and it was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they actually wanted to pay me to fight and lose, which I would have lost anyways because it was from Brenda Rouse, and I was just amateur at the time. Okay, so I was like, hey, I know what's up.
Speaking of boxing, what's up with Mayweather here? Like, this is a Vegas radio station.
Right on. What do you want to know?
I want to know why
wanted
he
to know
keeps fighting
something
these
first.
scrubs.
Well, that's welcome to the world of boxing. I mean,
Thank
that's
you.
what you have. You have guys that will pad their stats and be 38-2, but they haven't really fought anyone. It's hype. It's PR. It's marketing at its best.
Oh, it is.
Not that I would want to step in the ring with the dude.
No,
he's the
I'm not
man.
No, but
saying
you like
out.
to market that shit.
No doubt, no
Oh,
doubt.
Part of boxing is the fact that they keep you waiting for the fight you want to see, which was
Yeah.
Mayweather Pacquiao. Now for like what, a decade
year.
we've been waiting for that fight,
Yeah.
and we might never get it because
I doubt if
Pacquiao
we get
lost.
it.
So
a
my
fight he shouldn't have
question
lost.
was, thanks for interrupting all of y'all, and it is your station, but anyways, no. Is it like that where they pay people off in the basketball world? Whoa. Or any
Well,
of
Amanda's
the sports?
implying that maybe the NBA
I'm
might be a
wondering.
bit corrupt, and it's a song I've been singing for quite some time. Tim Donaghy, former NBA official, officiated from 1994 to 2007. I'm featured on his sports betting site, refpicks.com. He
Sexy.
talks about Dick Bavetta and Joey Crawford and a lot of these NBA players. They all were in bed together. Dick Bavetta was coined as being the NBA's go-to guy. Game 7, Portland, Laker girls way back when.
Oh, that was awful. I
37,
remember that
37
game.
free throw attempts to 16. Portland up 13, but the Laker girls came back. Compliments of Dick Bavetta and
I
won.
remember that game. It was
Money does
it
a
was,
lot
you know what?
of things.
That's true, baby. And you know what? That game really, like, I watch the NBA now because I love the Spurs and I love what they do as far as basketball class.
Oh my God, are we
But
always going to talk
that-
about the Spurs?
But no, what I was saying.
This is a San Antonio Spurs network today.
But
apparently.
but
I knew that.
that
you,
particular
Spurs.
game turned me off to the NBA for so long because it was so obvious
Really?
what was going on. It was so, like, anybody who watched that game can call in at what?
702-221-7283. Live chat up and running. Brett will keep us posted as to.
And it's
Right.
like anybody that watched that game, it was almost heartbreaking how obvious those calls were. It was just so. It's unbelievable. It's
Really?
like I'm watching this and I'm like, this can't be what I'm seeing here. And this is my whole theory. I don't mind home court calls. I don't mind that stuff. But when dudes play their butts off and put their heart and soul into a game, don't take it away from them. Don't do that because
let the players decide. Let the players decide the outcome of the game. The officials get involved.
That's
the
cool.
league, it's like Amanda said, it's ultimately at the end of the day about money. They like to see an extended series, and that's why the Spurs deserve so much credit. I've always called it the Greg Popovich Invitational, the fact that this team has been to the NBA Finals 5 times, all right? They've been to the Western Conference Finals 5 times in the past 15 years.
And how much did that cost them?
Actually, 8 times. 8 times in the past 15 years.
Times.
They're a non-sexy team, but they are so disciplined and they buy into the system that they've overcome the adversity. The officials, David Stern has had a bone to pick with Popovich and the Spurs for years. It's common knowledge. But yet they have been able to overcome that up to this point. But Stern and the refs, don't kid yourselves, they want the heat.
Well, you had,
to win the
you had
NBA
Joey
title.
Crawford doing the game yesterday. Remember you might have saw it, the Halloween picture with Tim Duncan and Tony Parker were there with a guy dressed in a Joey Crawford uniform, and they were like attacking him. So this goes back a long ways with this. And then there he is doing game 2, and I don't think he necessarily had an effect in the game yesterday.
No, but what I'm going to tell you is
he probably did.
That too. That is true because
Sorry,
it was
I
some
know
garbage. It was how are you down by 2-3 points going into with 3 minutes left in the third, and you just go completely crazy. I didn't know Miami couldn't foul people. I had no idea Miami couldn't foul people, but it doesn't matter because San Antonio they are what they are. San Antonio, the reason that I like them so much is because they are like what I would want to be in comedy, consistent. You know what? Not too high, not too low. That consistency level. Don't let the smooth taste fool you, Miami Heat fans.
That.
You are going to lose this series.
That ties in with our next segment. We're going to check back with Daryl and Amanda in just a few minutes.
Can I spin?
Spin to win. This is where we check your emotions at the door. The professional sports bettor bets with their head, never their heart. Amanda, the very lovely Amanda Blow, is going to
it'll
spin
change
the wheel.
every second.
Yeah,
I will be.
I want the Spurs. No, wait. I want the Heat. No, I want the Spurs.
Wait. Yeah.
I'll be forced to make an argument for one side or the other. Brett automatically has to argue the other side.
Do you
Amanda,
have
spin to win. The side for
Even
the game.
if you're not.
The point spread is, okay, I guess I'll spin it.
No,
it's
Amanda,
2.5. Amanda, all right, this is a
No.
practice wheel. All right. Miami Heat on the road against San Antonio. Game 3 tomorrow night. Go ahead and spin
This
it.
way or that
The
way?
points
Whichever
either
way
way.
you want to go. It goes both ways.
The
Brett,
the point spread is 2.5. Who do I have, Brett?
You've got your boys.
The San Antonio Spurs.
No way.
This is too easy.
I agree.
The San Antonio Spurs coming back home, laying the 2.5. The question is, we know the Spurs will not. They're like Mike Tyson back in the day. They refuse to lose.
What are they?
At
What are
home.
they? What are
San
they grabbing
Antonio
random
Spurs are minus 2.5. I think it's cheap. Get on the Spurs minus the points. See the cashier.
I agree with you. Can I have?
No,
I'm
wait
not
a
allowed
second.
to do that,
You
right?
can't do that, bro.
I know. This is the
thought-
Heat.
You know the
The
rules,
Heat
man.
win, they lose. They win, they lose. They just go back
Y'all
and forth.
can't get along.
They just
Y'all are a
can't.
married
They
couple
can't
for
keep
sure, then.
themselves motivated to go in. But they did blow home court advantage. Not Amanda blow. They lost home court advantage. Now they got to go back and win it. So they need to win game 3, 4, or 5 to
What
get
do
the
you mean they
series back
lost?
to Miami. And why not go out and win game 1 or game 1 in San Antonio, game 3 overall in the series? It does go against their makeup here in the postseason, but with Chalmers and
With
LeBron,
Chalmers, that's what you're throwing out there. That's what you're throwing out there.
Hey, he's on your
I
side.
haven't
What are you
finished my
arguing
thought
about?
yet.
Okay.
With Chalmers playing so well in game 2,
Oh my God.
obviously that can't happen again. But they got to get the big 3 guys back up there. LeBron only 7 of 17 yesterday, 17 points. Bosh 6 of 10, had a decent day. Dwayne Wade. They need all 3 of those guys to come through. Chalmers is a great spot up guy who can get points when he's left alone. LeBron's got to be LeBron.
He's ready to talk.
I get points. I got the best team in the league, and I get points. I'll take the Heat.
Take the Heat.
You're listening to The Odds Couple on KSHP. Scott
Not as
Pritchard,
odd as
professional sports bettor, handicapper, featured on my site, pritchardspicks.com, featured on vegasinsider.com. We have 1 million views per day. Tim Donaghy's site, refpicks.com. Studio line open, 702-221-7283. Live chat up and running. Amanda Blow is
Please
with
call
us
me.
today. Brett Grant and the very funny, the very famous Daryl Wright is
You
with
really
us today.
said Mario Chalmers in an argument.
No, I didn't
He
have
had
a
no
choice.
routine.
I was saying they can't rely on Mario Chalmers to be the guy every game.
You should never say Mario Chalmers' name unless you said who's on the waiver wire.
First of all, I'm a Missouri fan, and Mario Chalmers went to Kansas, and
I
I
know that.
despise all things Kansas. So we're on.
I
the same
remember
side.
that shot
But it
he
was
hit.
Mario Chalmers
I
who
remember
won the
that shot he
national
hit. Yes,
championship,
I
right?
Why do you
remember that
despise
shot.
everything Kansas?
Because Missouri and Kansas hate it's the Hatfields and the McCoys. It's vinegar and
And so you're
water
from
and
Missouri or
oil
what
and
the heck?
everything fire and you name it.
Or you're supposed to do that.
No, I grew up in Missouri. Yes.
Oh,
In
I've
St.
made a
Louis.
lot of money, and oh my God,
That's where I'm from.
I made a lot of money. Tin Men. I sold siding and windows. I knocked doors and got.
Has anyone ever said no to you?
You talking about the Danny DeVito movie?
Yes,
Tin Men.
Tin
Okay.
Men.
Right.
I was actually we were doing vinyl at the time, but
Can
Kansas
you imagine
Missouri.
who's going to say no?
I know.
would imagine you were a great salesperson. Still are.
I am, but I haven't been able to sell him yet. How do I do
Oh,
that?
he's sold. He was
What
sold
are you
when you
trying to
walked
sell me?
in.
I know I could sell you and you if I talked about the Spurs all day.
I'm playing a little more closer to the vest, apparently. I'm not as much of an open book as these two guys. Is that the deal?
Exactly.
We're-
That's why I probably like you.
There you
Because they're
wow.
easy and
We
you're-
wear our emotions on our sleeves.
Yeah,
Brett,
you know,
cool,
very
calm, and delected, very
as I do
debonair.
too, but like I can't figure them out, so I gotta know.
He's mysterious. You're mysterious.
Oh, you got the mystery thing
I
going.
got to
international
know.
man of
I've got
mystery.
to know. I got to know.
I'm Austin
You got the
Powers, the
mystery.
international man of mystery.
She got the mystery thing going. Oh, by the way, so those of y'all that are listening right now that know me from my podcast, The Right Turn, and know me as far as NASCAR, just really quick, I
He's
got to give
white.
a shout out to Jimmy Johnson yesterday for that win at Pocono. It looked like he was just a Sunday drive. It just looked like he was on a Sunday drive. I don't know if his crew chief, Chad Canal, sold his soul to the devil or what, but
27, he'll die then.
But, man, those two guys together are incredible. And those of y'all that listen to my podcast, y'all know I call Jimmy Johnson a white mamba because he reminds me of Kobe Bryant. Like, if he's close with 30 laps to go, he's going to win. It just is what it is. So I call him the white mamba. Kobe's the black mamba. Jimmy Johnson, Chad Canals, that's the white mamba. Congratulations in Pocono. It was awesome. And much love to Tony Stewart.
Go, Tony.
I don't know if anybody's been following NASCAR. Tony's had a rough first part of the year dealing with this new Gen 6 car, but he is driving like somebody kidnapped his mama now. Like, he is really going off. So, so for those of y'all that are listening, it's like, why Daryl's not talking NASCAR? That's your NASCAR chunk.
It's your
Real
thing.
quick.
Well, Pocono is one of those short, tight
So
tracks.
Pocono is
right?
a triangle track. It's actually a wide track, except for it's really narrow in the turns. It's a triangle track. It has 3 turns, and it's really narrow in the turns and it's wide in the straightaways.
Okay.
So it's really weird because you can go 3 or 4, 5 wide on the straightaways, but then you got to come back in to get into the turns. So, but Jimmy Johnson was out front all day just chilling.
Yeah.
Basically.
So all
I
the
would say about
strategic
Tony Stewart.
driving, and you guys can't get girls or women and understand them. I don't get that. You can get tracks and speed and changing. And
There's no emotion to the tracks or the speed or the changes. That's all
I think
gotta
there's
say,
a little
right?
fear. I would.
It might
think.
be. Yeah. Now now Tony Stewart, if he doesn't make it as NASCAR, or he's like the boxer of NASCAR, isn't he?
No,
Tony likes to fight
I
everybody.
like that.
I call Tony Stewart Bubba Ray Dudley. Like if y'all watch wrestling, that's who he reminds me of. He's like that dude that just, I don't know, just a fighter. He's just a fighter, and it's really weird because Tony kind of reminds me of me because I don't know if Scott knows this. Sometimes in comedy, anger works, and
Oh, you're gonna talk about us now.
and no, my anger, you have to balance that anger. You have to kind of be angry and kind of not. You have to balance it. You know what I'm saying? And Tony Stewart's working on that process as far as when he drives angry, he's awesome. But you can't be angry all the time. So it's really weird. So I think that's kind of
his
me.
bitch
So that's
needs
why
not, Oh, sorry. So his girl should not, should piss or make him mad before his race.
well, no, because then he'll crash people out.
Yeah. Well, what do you think makes that happen?
What happened, Brett?
Yeah, who was on the
dropped
phone? Was it for me?
No, it was for me. Another one of my secret
Oh,
admirers
really?
checking in.
Oh, who is that?
Exactly. I just wanted to make you jealous.
Hey,
I just wanted to make you jealous.
I am. It worked.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. You're listening to The Odds Couple on KSHP, live and worldwide on Vegas Video Network. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Have you ever thought you should be on the radio? Or have you considered doing an online video show or podcast? If so, now is your only chance to do both at the same time. KSHP and the Vegas Video Network have teamed up to provide the only multi-camera broadcast quality video and live radio simulcast in Las Vegas. And instead of having your show played at some ungodly hour, the KSHP Vegas Video Network partnership is producing shows that play from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. Imagine having your own radio show broadcasting to the entire Las Vegas Valley, and combine that with an online presence that is viewed in all 50 states and 150 countries, both live and on demand. This is a first and an outstanding opportunity to give voice to your business, your ideas, and your talent. If you'd like your own show on KSHP and the Vegas Video Network, contact us today at 221-1200. That's 221-1200.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on KSHP AM 1400 Radio, live and worldwide, Vegas Video Network. Scott Pritchard, Brett Grant, together we are The Odds Couple. To reach out to us, we would love for you to become a part of the show. Email us at oddscouple@vegasvideonetwork.com. That's oddscouple@vegasvideonetwork.com. We have web-based voicemail. Simply go to our site, Vegas Video Network. On the right-hand side, you'll see a red bar. Click there. Middle of the page, a green bar. Hit that button to start record. Live chat up and running. Studio line open, 702-221-7283. If you do miss us live, no worries. Check us out, Vegas Video Network, YouTube, iTunes, Roku, sports betting. You don't have to look far to find frustration. Are you kidding me?
Well, I'm going to go with Are You Kidding Me? Because it goes right back to the NBA Finals where Dennis Rodman was being interviewed over the weekend, and he called LeBron average in the 1990s NBA. He said, first of all, our Bulls would have dominated this current Miami Heat team. I don't necessarily doubt that the Bulls would be better than the Heat, but to call LeBron average, whether he was playing against Oscar Robertson and that group back in the 60s or playing against the great players of the 70s or the great players of the 80s or the 90s, LeBron is a great player, and he would always be a great player no matter when they played. Just like Oscar Robertson would be a great player today, or Jordan would be, or Chamberlain would be, or Bill Russell would be, or Magic Johnson would be. A great player transcends the generation. So Dennis Rodman, are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Dennis Rodman was a great rebounder, and Dennis Rodman also is a freak. He's a marketing guru. It all changed when he hooked up with Madonna. So imagine that he would say something to bring his name into the mix. If he's not going over to North Korea acting as defense secretary, he's dealing with Michael Jordan, and my team would have hammered LeBron. LeBron is average.
Who's going to cover Michael?
Yeah.
He goes, I would have shut down Chris Bosh. He would have never scored a point. Scottie Pippen would have shut down LeBron James. LeBron would be nothing against Pippen.
Can I take the flip side of that argument?
Go ahead.
You got to understand, when Rodman was playing.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about when he went to North Korea.
No, but when Rodman was playing.
When he was talking to Kim Jong-il.
You were able to hand check. That's one thing.
That's true.
That's a good point,
You were able to hand check. What does LeBron James do? Because as we all know, his post game isn't the greatest. So if you can't get a running start from the top of the key because somebody can hand check you a little bit, what does his game look like? So I'm not saying Rodman is right, but I'm saying a lot of these dudes don't get that hand check because that's illegal now. So you got to remember.
So let's
just
say,
imagine.
How many points with Jordan?
A hand check is like when I'm guarding you, I can put my hand on you.
Go ahead.
But now they actually can't do that.
All of y'all.
They actually can't do
Brett
that
especially.
now. Brett especially.
Now let me ask you this: If LeBron played in those rules, you don't think he would have been able to adapt to those rules?
I don't know.
Would Jordan score 50 points a night under the current
All I know
rules?
is LeBron James can go to half court and get the ball and get a running start to go to the hole at 6'9", 260.
All I know is he plays poker.
Somebody would have knocked him on his butt back then, no question, because the flagrant fouls exist now. They didn't before.
It's a lot of stuff. Like, you have to think. I know Rodman was trying to get his name in the paper. But you also got to think it's different rules. It's hand checking. Like, if Michael Jordan could play without you putting a hand on him, just imagine how many points he would score. And, like, let's just go back to one of my favorite players, Allen Iverson. Imagine what Iverson could have done if you couldn't hand check that dude. Right. As quick as he was, as fast as he was.
Especially in practice.
Well,
I want to be there.
We're talking about practice.
I want to be there.
I'm glad that Daryl brought up Allen Iverson because it segues beautifully right into my next segment of Are You Kidding Me? You know, I'm tired of the networks going to Steve Javie, the last former NBA official, Steve Javie. Okay, I've called this clown out before. You know, I don't hesitate to call out the NBA officials because they're corrupt. Case in point, Daryl, you'll appreciate this because I'm bringing your boy Allen Iverson into this conversation. Steve Javie, former NBA official, according to Tim Donaghy, the former NBA official who now has the site roughpicks.com, excerpts from his book, the same book that David Stern tried to block from the masses, went on record as saying that Steve Javie, a lot of these, we know that Joey Crawford has a vendetta against Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs. Well, Steve Javie had a personal vendetta against Allen Iverson, and I can prove it. Talk about Allen Iverson being from Philadelphia, playing for the 76ers, a stud horse from Georgetown University. He goes to the Denver Nuggets. Now, the Nuggets being in the Western Conference, they play the 76ers one time. They go to Philadelphia. Javie does not like Iverson. He does not like Javie. So who's assigned? Steve Javie. Not a big deal, or is it? It's a homecoming for Allen Iverson, the latter stages of his career. He goes to Philadelphia, and Steve Javie tees him up. Not once, twice. Out. You're gone. Iverson said after the game, he got the last word. He got the last laugh. Obviously, who throws the homecoming boy out of his home game reunion? Steve Javie. So I just want to throw the TV out the window when I see Steve Javie being interviewed and they're kissing his ass on national TV. Your thoughts?
I'll tell you what, I know the girl that took care of that for him.
Took care of what?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, my God.
I've got a name and
We
an
never
address.
know what Amanda's going to say, and I think that's because Amanda doesn't
But
know
I
what
know
she's
some
going to
inside
say.
stuff. I know some. I'm like, really? I know these people.
You're an Iverson fan like myself?
Yes, and I believe this. I believe the Lakers. It's really depressing because that series with the 76ers and the Lakers could have been a lot better had the officiating been fair. I watched that series. Right? And the 76ers, once you start calling fouls on that team because they don't have the scoring. So once you give the Lakers free points, the series is over with. So my whole thing is watching that series and watching Allen Iverson, and that's the reason I don't like Carmelo Anthony to this day. He's a loser. I don't care what you Knicks fans think. He's a loser. He's not built to lead a team because he doesn't play defense and he doesn't have the heart to lead a team. Sorry, guys.
He's one-dimensional, pretty much a gunslinger.
What do you
If
think, Brad?
Carmelo Anthony had half of the heart as Allen Iverson, I watched that series where Iverson was with Denver, and that was basically the last series they had. Iverson was by himself. Carmelo Anthony got guarded one-on-one by Sasha Vujacic. How are you a superstar if Sasha Vujacic is waving off double teams like, I got this?
I got him covered.
Yeah. What in the world? No.
Show.
And to this day, Carmelo Anthony basically ended Allen Iverson's career by choking in that series with Denver and the Lakers. So I don't like him. And you can score as many points as you want, Carmelo. You're still going to be a fluffy scorer that's not winning nothing.
You're listening to
Good
The
catch.
Odds Couple. This is the part of the show where Brett,
as odd
Grant, and
today,
I
though.
together put money into your pocket as we together put you on the right side.
My turn to start with the right side, and to recap what happened on Thursday, the last time I was here, I won. I don't remember the game, but I did win. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. A crowd of 3 roars their approval. Yes. Today I'm going to go to a baseball game involving 2 of the worst teams in baseball, the Milwaukee Brewers, who are 12 games under 500, and the Miami Marlins, who are 26 games under 500. Say that again? I'm sorry?
Why would you bet that game?
Because it's money. I can do it.
Okay.
Because they're playing it. I'm allowed to bet on it, right?
Okay.
Is that true?
And oftentimes there's value in betting
that's hot.
obscure, undervalued teams. You
Right.
should know that being a Spurs fan.
True. All those Spurs are good. I'm gonna. looking at this game right here, Ricky Nolasco on the mound against Giovanni Gallardo. Gallardo's been struggling quite a bit for the Brewers, and the reason I like this game, and I'll answer your question, Daryl, is because of the fact Ricky Nolasco's been pitching pretty well for the Marlins. He might be the one guy that's traded from this roster as they get closer to the trade deadline. He's been very good, and the Brewers are one of the worst teams on the road. Plus, Ryan Broad has a bad thumb. He probably won't play today, and if he does, my expectation would be that he won't be at 100%. So I'm going to take the Marlins as a home dog today against the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers have won 3 straight. The Marlins have won 2 straight. 5 of 8 overall for the Marlins, by the way, which is probably one of their best stretches of the season. So you're going to give me them at home against a bad Brewer team on the road. I'll take the Marlins plus the $1.13 today to beat the Milwaukee Brewers.
Before we get to my right side, I want to recap what I did on Friday. Winner, chicken dinner, on a streak, on a run, 16 wins, 8 losses, my last 24 plays documented here on Vegas Video Network and KSHP AM 1400 Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. 16 wins, 8 losses, 1 play, 1 time today. Looking at a baseball game, it's not how many you play, it's how many you win. All right. I'm looking at the Los Angeles Angels on the road taking on the Baltimore Orioles, but I'm a believer. A believer. I love Jared Weaver. This guy started out 17-1 a year ago. He's the man. He's the ace. This team, they're on fire once again as far as the over. They've been a dead over team all year, but Jared Weaver is the man. Starting pitching is based on what the odds are for the entire game. -1/4? Are you kidding me? This is cheap. Get on the Angels, list the pitchers on the road, -1/4. Ring up the ringer, see the cashier.
I just want to mention that we talk about follow the money, and my game has actually moved in my favor.
That's rare.
I know you're proud of me when it happens.
It's very important because most unsuccessful sports bettors know just enough to get themselves into trouble. The idea here is a little advantage goes a long way. So I commend you for being on the...
Are you a gambler?
You've been against the move, but you've been winning.
Oh.
So it's all about cashing tickets at the end of the day. Daryl, do you have a favorite sport that you like to bet and or watch?
I don't bet.
I do.
Okay.
I never bet another man's bet. And LeBron James, I have his number because I'm in Hollywood and I have poker games, all right? So I just want to say that. But I like to bet the horses because I watch them, and I watch for a long time, and I will get the oddest odds of the odds, all right? But that's a whole other story.
We finished out the Triple Crown races this past weekend.
Yeah,
Palace
exactly.
Malice won the Belmont. 3 different horses, 3 different winners. But
all I know is I was watching the opening ceremony
That's where I
to the
handicap.
Belmont,
So
and I was
that's
like,
where I learned.
this is garbage. Like, it's just a horse race, people. Calm down.
Whoa. Okay.
They had Frank Sinatra. They had it. Okay, go ahead, Amanda.
No.
Go ahead.
Shame.
Amanda, you have an opinion?
No, shame on you for saying that. You know how sexy those horses are?
Excuse me?
When they're racing down and coming out of the...
It's just a horse race.
No, it's not just a horse.
It's
Well,
just
it's just a basketball game. Or it's just San Antonio.
Well,
Okay.
you need to go.
Oh, that's cold.
Daryl, you need to go
She's
to
hitting below the belt.
Yeah.
This is
I
not
will
allowed.
hit, and I'll keep hitting.
If you've not been to the Kentucky Derby before, put it on your bucket list.
And
make
get a hat.
trip to Louisville and go to the Derby.
And get a hat.
Because it's an unbelievable weekend. We got 23 horse races, 165,000 people on Friday and
It's
Saturday.
just a horse race.
It's
It's
not.
an experience. It's a blast.
It is a blast. And
Scott?
get a hat, though. Get a big bag.
This from a guy who likes NASCAR, where they just sit
Scott.
around
I
for
know. Shame on
300 miles
him.
making left turns.
Thank you.
It's
Scott,
just a
Brett.
car
Yeah, I
race.
knew I loved you,
Scott.
Brett.
It's just a horse race, man.
It's just a car race.
I look like I had to go. Psh. I play footsie with you, and I go. Psh, with them.
I'm with Daryl, but I have to say I go to Del Mar once a year
You're
when my
boring.
buddy
You probably
Dink.
watch,
Dink featured in the movie Lay the Favorite, starring Bruce Willis as Dink. Good friends, colleagues, fellow professional sports bettor since 1993. Reminds me, my sports betting seminar is going to take place. How to make money betting football on the Strip.
Oh.
Friday, September 6th. I'll be joined
When?
by Dink. Friday, September 6th,
Friday,
9
September
to
6th.
5 p. It's the opening weekend for pro football, but every August,
I'll be
Del
there.
Mar, San Diego, 6-week racing season. Dink always hangs out there, and so I take my daughter Skylar, she's 10, and we hang out at Del Mar Beach Club for a few
Cool.
days.
And
it's
you don't
a
like
good
it?
it's a great time.
Then why were you
but like
agreeing
Daryl, I
with him?
will not bet on an animal. I do not bet on
because
horses.
you don't understand animals like I do.
Oh, here
I
we
understand women.
I understand.
Oh, wow.
Well, that was good. I had to vibe you on that one. That was good. You're right.
Really want to be. You are so lucky that your wife is chained up right now, because that was kind of.
I'm not
That's why
married.
she's chained up.
I'm not married.
I mean, your girlfriend.
You've met Jessica.
Yes, I
a
met
few
Jessica.
times,
Hi,
right?
Jessica. You must be a hottie.
You're listening to the.
She's hot.
You're listening to The Odds Couple on KSHP AM 1400 Radio, live and worldwide, Vegas Video Network. We talk streaks. We love to streak on The Odds Couple. We have a couple of winning streaks, losing streaks. Brett, in baseball, the Royals won 5 consecutive games. The Tigers, hot, compliments of the Indians, 4 consecutive wins, losing streaks. Houston Astros, 4 consecutive losses.
After
the Cleveland Indians, your Indians, what up, man? They've lost 7.
After the Astros won that 6-game, like I was.
Yeah, they were on a streak beating my Angels in Anaheim.
Right.
They went 7-1 at one stretch last week.
Yeah.
Now they're back to reality.
Do we have a caller?
Yes, we do. I was going to say, to use a horse racing term, they have spit the bit, as they would say. There you go. Hey, we have Steve on the phone.
Hi, Steve.
Hello.
Hi.
I was calling in. I wanted to know, will the Spurs bounce back against the Heat after a devastating loss?
Steve's asking about the Spurs and the Heat.
Steve,
let me
The Spurs and the Heat 1-1 Game 3 tomorrow night. The point spread 2.5. Again, I think the Spurs, based on their continuity and consistency, you have to understand the clog, the main man, the stud for the Heat, LeBron James. I have so much respect for LeBron James. So many different ways he can beat you: passing, rebounding, defense, and scoring. But the total points for LeBron James, the Spurs team, they've held this guy. The over-under for points scored for LeBron James, 28.5 at the sports books. He had 18 in Game 1. Yesterday, didn't come close again. It was bet down to 28. So again, as long as you can contain their star, like Daryl, unlike
Steve,
the very beautiful Amanda, and unlike the very
So we're the couple, and y'all are the.
Scott,
I like
Scott,
the Spurs
Scott.
to win minus the 2.5 at home in
Scott,
Game 3.
Let me talk to Steve.
Yes.
Oh,
Steve.
sorry, Steve took off.
Okay,
Oh,
Steve.
He's
Call
listening,
back.
so go ahead and
Steve,
talk.
don't let the smooth taste fool you. That was not a devastating loss. Why did you say devastating? That was not a devastating loss.
Of a big word
That
for
was just a loss, Playboy.
Now, when
Don't
you
let
say
the-
Playboy, who are you talking to? You talking to me? You keep looking at me.
I'm talking to Steve.
No, Steve.
But-
Well, we're all Playboy. It just rotates around the
Right.
room. Okay.
It rotates. Steve, that was not a devastating loss. That was just a loss. Mario Chalmers was their leading scorer. That should tell you what that was. That was a mirage. Don't sweat it. It's no big deal. Miami's going to be all hyped up and going to Chalmers. And Bosch went, 6 for 10? That's not going to happen again. It might happen one more game. That's why this series is going 6. But let's face it, the Spurs, and you got to think this. If you watch the games, the Spurs, not the big 3 for the Spurs. It's a lot of Spurs that's getting wide open shots that they're just missing.
That's a great point.
This
because
is not
I mean,
rocket science, Playboy. If you're watching this, they're wide open and they're just missing the shots. It's nothing big. Those shots will be there the whole series.
But what I'm saying to you, Daryl, and I don't
series.
disagree with what you're saying, but the way the Miami Heat have played in every playoff series this season, when they win a game, they are uninterested in the next game. And then they realize, we have to win today. So we're going to go out and we're going to play better. Now, the question is, will it catch up to them, Scott? And
It's
I don't
gonna
know.
catch
Well,
up.
I think
They
it's
have
a
been
tough
a
way.
zigzag winning team.
it's a tough way to make a living. And if you're not inspired or motivated in the NBA Finals, see, it's a bad habit to get into. The Heat have been so good that they've been able to get away with it. I see we have a question in the front row.
Yes, my question, you handicap, right? Do you
Yes.
consider the fact, like when I handicap, I'm looking at the horses. Did they take a poop? Are they, feeling good? Did they have a bad night? You know what I mean? Do you do that? Like, did they get a girl that night? Did they actually? No, did they take care of business? Maybe
That's an interesting point.
maybe they're actually
Well,
leaked out,
from a
how
handicapping
do you-
standpoint,
yeah,
I think
exactly.
most NBA players will tell you that they stay away from
That's
their
what they
wives
say, but I'll tell you what.
once or twice,
Got a couple
2
of
nights
informations for
beforehand to make sure they have maintained their legs for
you.
the
It's
game.
not always true, though. And
No?
how do you know that? And do you consider that in your
I
handicapping?
try not to worry about things I have no
That is
control.
the biggest part, I would think. That is your heart, soul, and your living life on the outside. So your handicapping, wouldn't that be a very important point to the handicapping?
Well, you'll find, Kerry Collins years ago in the Super Bowl, and there was a big move on this game, the quarterback, okay?
Who made a move on him?
Well, they found him in New Orleans, I believe. They stumbled into him coming home from the bar at 2:30 in the morning. And so, there was a line move on the Super Bowl involving Kerry Collins because we know he's a drunk. We know he's had some issues there. You would think, hey, can you contain yourself for one game, one time? It's the Super Bowl!
We had a few people.
My God, really?
Didn't obviously the Raiders lost one of their offensive linemen right before the Super Bowl.
Well, because I'm a
Tampa Bay
fan.
Tampa Bay fan. We have today. That's comedy gold.
Wasn't there a Falcon player that was arrested for soliciting prostitution before the Super Bowl as well?
Right.
So you've had these things happen before.
Right.
People have gone on benders or gone on SOC.
That's why we need to put Amanda on the payroll.
I will
because
call you guys
she can infiltrate
I'll be like, hey,
the front line to find out. Because
Yes.
once it comes out to the media, perception is usually behind. It's too late.
Ridiculous.
Okay?
It's ridiculous.
So, information. With the most information generally wins. Right. That's applicable in life. It's applicable in business. Certainly applies to professional sports betting.
Yeah, would you want to do
but
that?
Again, I can't.
If you had that inside little extra, like I got the inside personal note on the handicapping, wouldn't that not be
you have to put a
ultimate?
number on it. It doesn't. It really depends who the
number
player
for
is.
money or a number for
No, a number on the value. Everything's
well,
relatable.
is that not the most valuable thing in any kind of
It's one
sport?
factor. It's one of about 25 that go into handicapping a specific game.
Is that not?
But if you know about it, my guess is the
foundation?
media knows about it.
No,
but
they
if
don't.
you know about it and the media doesn't, I expect a
I will
call.
tell you. Give me your number. I've been looking for your number while I was,
Ladies' restroom. It's
no, that's
good
Brett's.
time.
No,
Don't
that's
call
Brett's.
Scott.
No, that's Brett's.
Oh, that's Brett's number.
I tried. I thought it was yours. It was Brett's.
For a good time, call Brett.
He was really
for a
good.
good time. Don't call Scott.
Jessica's saying that she's still down in the
Hi,
basement.
Jessica.
If you need to go find her, she's still there.
Hi, Jessica.
Jessica,
Hi,
yeah,
Jessica.
she knows Daryl.
Scott, yes.
Looking forward to
Scott,
meeting Amanda
you
one
know what,
day.
Jessica? While you are
Who do you
listening
have?
and watching,
Brett.
he really
your
got
girl?
over.
Oh.
Like she's beautiful.
She's
And
gorgeous.
Scott, Scott really got over.
What about
all
your
that.
girl, Brett?
Scott really dated.
he got
her
out of his
right
pay
there.
grade there.
Yeah,
didn't he?
he's out of his pay grade.
Story of my life.
How much does he pay?
Scott is out of his pay grade. Jessica, you are a sweetheart. I'm just messing
That's why
with
you're
Scott.
dressed like. No, I'm just kidding.
But Scott, right?
You're fine.
Dog, if you ever
Actually,
let
those
Jessica
pants are
go,
sexy.
I will kill you.
That's why she's in the basement to change.
can't
I won't
let
let
her
her go.
There you
Good
go.
move. Good move.
He got her drunk one
Good
day.
move.
What about you, Brett? Who do you have?
I've been married almost 20 years.
Oh, God, she's a lucky woman.
Isn't she, though?
Does
I
she
keep
listen?
telling her that every day.
Does she call you every day,
he
all day?
does?
Yeah.
If she gets out of line, which she's an angel, she's a saint, she never does.
Love
but
you, girl.
he just simply will play this back time and time again.
Don't forget.
Exactly.
Hey.
Daryl Wright, want to thank you for being with
Oh,
us. We're a
goodness.
big fan.
We're over
Love
it?
to have you back.
Got a
Yeah,
couple
we're wrapping things up.
Oh my goodness! Well,
Remind us
That's
what's
why we
going
need 2
on
hours.
with speed and the fact
Okay.
you've been picked up with Fox Sports.
FoxSports.com, The Right Turn, guys. You can find the Right Turn podcast on iTunes. Also, FoxSports.com. I'm going to
forget
be
my
playing
weather.
all over the country.
Everywhere.
Just go to my website or go to my Twitter, Daryl_Wright. I'm coming to a city near you.
I
and
thought it was
bringing
black
ignorance with me.
men trying to be white.
No. And just Daryl_Wright, DARYL, not the black way, DARRELL. No, it's DARYL_Wright. I'm coming to a city near you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you,
This
guys.
has been awesome. I love it. And go Spurs, go.
Amanda, we've got 20 seconds. Tell us what you're up to.
I love you guys. Thank you so much. I am doing the weather with him and on Fox Sports, and I'm just interested in what y'all got going on.
We want to thank Daryl Wright, along with the very talented, the very beautiful
Thank you.
Amanda Blow, joining us on The Odds Couple today. Brett, once again, good job. Keep on keeping on.
Brett the
Yay, Brett!
Brett the voice.
Daryl, I got to ask you a question.
Brett the voice.
With all the traveling you're doing, how are you able to balance that schedule out with your schedule? We got about 20 seconds.
I'm traveling, doing a lot of headlining shows along in correlation with the races. Like,
Okay.
for instance, Sonoma, I'm in Sacramento. Chicago, I'm playing Zanies for that race. Louisville, I'm playing Stanford and Sons
Nice.
for that
Gotcha.
race. So I'm correlating my comedy schedule with the races.
Awesome.
You've been listening to The Odds Couple on KSHP AM 1400 radio, live and worldwide on Vegas Video Network. Scott Pritchard alongside Brett Grant.
Yeah.
I'm a professional sports bettor handicapper featured on my site, pritchardspicks.com. Opt in today, free daily picks. Some of the information you have to pay for, some of the information is free. Just understand that the most expensive advice is free advice. Get dialed in, VegasInsider.com. I've been featured on that site for about 12 years. We have 1 million views per day. Tim Donaghy's site, former NBA official. I'm on his site, RefPicks.com. For Daryl Wright, Amanda Blow, Brett Grant, my name is Scott Pritchard. Happy Monday. Good luck. Goodbye. Good riddance.